President Joe Biden is in Israel. He is on his first Middle East tour since he became President of the United States. It kicked off yesterday, and now he's in Israel. And he says that he vows to deepen the Jewish state's integration in the region as they face common concerns when it comes to Iran. Well, Iran has been making headlines as of late, and part of that is potentially that Iran is aiding Russia's aggression on Ukraine, a war that we've been seeing since February 24th of this year. Now, Biden says on his first official trip, he says that this is something that he's going to work on. And after Israel, he's also meeting with Palestinian leaders as well as going to Saudi Arabia, where he's pledging a strong backing for Israel. And he wants to make sure that there's forged ties with several Arab states that has taken place even under the Trump administration. Now we have a statement from President Joe Biden. Take a look.
In 1973, just a few weeks before the Yom Kippur War, I had the privilege of spending time with Prime Minister Golda Meir. I'll never forget, I was sitting next to a gentleman on my right when there were aides. His name was Rabin. I look back on it all now, and I realized that I had the great honor of living part of the great history of this great, and I did say, and I say again, you need not be a Jew to be a Zionist. The fact is that since then I've known every single prime minister, and it's been an honor. Formed strong working relations with each of them. And now, this is my 10th visit. From here, I'm going straight to a briefing on Israeli missiles and rocket defense capabilities, including the U.S. support for the Iron Dome and Israel's new laser-enabled system called the Iron Beam. We're going to deepen our connections in science and innovation and work to address global challenges through the new strategic high-level dialogue on technology. We'll continue to advance Israel's integration into the region, expand emerging forums and engagement like the new I2U2 summit, which will bring Israel, the United States, the UAE together, and India as well, to deepen our economic cooperation between the Middle East and the Indo-Pacific.
That's President Joe Biden, and he's set to visit Saudi Arabia on Friday and have major talks, and his focus is to essentially make sure when it comes to the oil-rich kingdom to see how they can work together, and this is to make sure that there's stabilization in the oil markets that have actually been very unpredictable since the war in Ukraine. And what he aims to do is to make sure that there's re-engagement with long key allies when it comes to strategically securing energy supplies. And he's going to be meeting with the Palestinian leader as well. And there has been some backlash a bit when it comes to Israel's military showing when it comes to the Palestinian side. But Israel is saying that they will do whatever is necessary to ensure that they're able to thwart Iran's nuclear ambitions and remain significantly opposed to the restoration of the 2015 deal that gave Iran sanction relief. And that was done in 2015. It was reversed under President Trump, and now it's been something that under President Biden has been worked on for quite some time. But we'll see where that leads as at the final. They have negotiated on some of the terms, but there are certain key elements that still remain to be able to make sure that that deal is restored. Now, Iran's President Ibrahim Raisi, he says that he warned earlier that Biden's goal on a trip was to bolster Israel's security. And what they said is his efforts will not create security for the Zionists in any way. That's Iran's statement back on the entire trip. And when it comes to what Biden plans on doing is when it comes to the Palestinian leaders who have essentially been angered from what they describe is that Washington's failure to curb Israeli aggression. This Israeli-Palestinian issue and diplomacy is not something new to Biden, who used to be vice president to President Obama. And his first visit on the region, as he said, was in 1973 when he was elected to Senate. But Palestinians claim Israeli annexed East Jerusalem as their capital, and ahead of the visit accused Biden of failing to make good on his pledge to restore the United States as an honest broker in the conflict. Well, what the conflict has been talked about when it comes to a two-state solution, and that is something that has been put forward by also previous presidents as well.